After Tuesday's congressional hearing with the SEC, it is becoming increasingly more apparent that the people are waking up and realizing the unfairness and the failures of the SEC as a whole. And of course, because of this, many XRP investors are starting to speculate that some type of favorable ruling could be inevitable for Ripple in the SEC versus Ripple court case that has been ongoing for multiple years. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you why I believe that the magic number is 3,415 XRP within your portfolio, and why I personally am going to own maybe even more than that. And we're getting started right now. So as a quick recap, many of you know that in 2020, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple Labs. The lawsuit alleged that Ripple had raised $1.3 billion through the sale of unregistered securities. Because of this, we saw all US-based exchanges delist or temporarily halt XRP trading until the conclusion of this case. As a result of this, XRP's price saw a substantial fall from over 70 cents to as low as 17 cents just a few weeks later. And although XRP's price did see some decent recovery over the next following months, it was clear that the bullish sentiment had died off and diminished quite a bit due to the fact that other altcoins within its category, such as Ethereum or Solana or ADA Cardano, all blew past their previous all-time highs, but XRP didn't even reach its own. You see, in that moment, when the bull market concluded and people realized that XRP's price wasn't gonna see a new all-time high in that cycle, one thing became extremely apparent. XRP's price had been ridiculously restrained by this case against the SEC, and if the day could or should come that it was able to lift that weight off of its head, we could see one of the biggest catalysts within crypto that we have ever seen. Now, as years have gone by, it has become more and more clear that Ripple's team is extremely confident that they are going to win this case. The CEO even recently came out and said to CNBC that, and I quote, "We are optimistic that this will certainly be resolved in 2023 and maybe in the first half." So we'll see how it plays out from here, but I feel very good about where we are relative to the law and the facts. Now, these aren't just words of false confidence. There are actions that we can see over the last 2 years that have backed up this confidence. For example, the recent partnership with CoinGate and Binance Pay allowing access to over 200 stores in 70 countries, or their recent partnership with Montenegro's central bank to introduce the country's own digital currency, or maybe even their recent expansion into a new billion-dollar market being the Asia-Pacific corridor through their long-term partner Triangelo. All of these partnerships are allowing them to position themselves to perfectly take advantage of a massive wave of adoption and a massive wave of growth the moment that this weight is lifted off of their shoulders. And again, after Tuesday's hearing, it seems as if that weight could be lifted much sooner than later.
Is Ether a commodity or a security?
And again, it depends on the facts and the law, and if there's a group of individuals.
I'm asking you about the facts and the law sitting in your seat and the judgment you are making.
And so, Mr. Chair, I think you would not want me to prejudge because I'm also.
But you have prejudged on this. You've taken 50 enforcement actions. We're finding out as we go, as you file suit, as people get Wells notices on what is a security in your view.
So as you can see from that clip, some of the congressmen took Gary Gensler to town, saying that what he was doing was not only abusive, but extremely unclear. And there was even litigation proposed after this to remove him from his position completely. And I mean, really, can you blame them? Whenever Gary Gensler is willing to take Ripple to court, but is not willing to say that they are a security under oath, is weird, it's unclear, and it does not make any sense. And so I believe that the SEC as a whole is losing tons of credibility and tons of respect, and as a result of that, I do think that is incredibly beneficial to Ripple and XRP as a whole. Now, of course, this doesn't say that it is for sure 100% that XRP is going to be favorable within this lawsuit against the SEC, but it would be foolish to pretend that it won't have any impact. And honestly, I'm under the belief that even if Ripple does lose this case, although it will set a bad precedent, and although the access to XRP as a whole may be diminished, that it won't even have as bad of an impact as it would have had maybe a year ago, simply because of the loss of credibility that the SEC has faced over the last few months due to their ridiculous actions. So one way or another, I'm under the belief that XRP is going to have this weight lifted off of its shoulders inevitably, and when that happens, the future will look much brighter and there could be loads more of opportunity approaching. So with that said, let me give you an example of why 3,415 XRP could be the magic number for a portfolio going into 2024 and 2025. Well, I ran a poll recently that asked what minimum amount of net worth in crypto would make make you satisfied, and nearly 70% of you said at least $100,000. So let's create a hypothetical portfolio that equals $100,000 with XRP being a part of it. Now, of course, I'm under the belief that if you have a crypto portfolio and you don't want to go super risky, that about 50% of it should be allocated towards Bitcoin. So that leaves us with another 50% remaining to allocate towards our altcoins. Now, of course, I do believe in diversification, so let's say you own 4 different altcoins, one being Ethereum, one being ADA Cardano, one being Polygon Matic, and the last one, of course, being XRP. That means that 12.5% of your total portfolio will be allocated towards XRP, meaning that you need $12,500 worth of XRP by the year, let's say 2025. So let's figure out how much XRP you would need in the year 2025 with a pretty conservative price prediction in order to have $12,500. Well, according to a conclusion drawn from a panel of 36 crypto industry experts, it is the general consensus that XRP should be around $3.60 by 2025. Now, personally, I believe that if things go perfect, it's going to be way higher than that, but obviously I would rather be safe than sorry, so let's use $3.60 as our basis. So of course we know that if our goal is having $12,500 worth of XRP over the next 2 years, and our price prediction is say $3.60, that means that we need to own roughly 3,415 XRP in order to complete that portion of our portfolio to work towards our goal of having $100,000 net worth in crypto. Now, who knows, maybe XRP's price is at $10 come 2025 because they did absolutely amazing through this year and you only need 1,250 of them. That's not necessarily the point. The point here is that if you can start accumulating now, especially if things do go their way and this does play out how many expect it to, it can be extremely beneficial not only to you but towards your portfolio and those around you. And so with that said, of course, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video in which I did give you an update on the XRP case, why this week's congressional hearing could be beneficial for them, and how you can start to plan for seeing some amazing growth from XRP going forward. And of course, if you did, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and I will see you all next time. Peace.